Hello everybody, I'm Steve White, and welcome back to another edition of Subspace Brief Facts. Today the explosion continues as we take a look at Digital Pictures' Corpse Killer, another release for the Sega 32X CD. Released in 1994 and brought to us by the same company that produced Supreme Warrior and countless other FMV games, Corpse Killer is an attempt to marry the cinematic realism of the FMV genre with the action and excitement of an arcade-like gun shooter. Like many FMV games, it falls short of its lofty goals, but in the process, it actually attempts some innovative and interesting stuff. Corpse Killer puts the player in the shoes of a character known only as the Lieutenant, a member of an inconsistently identified member of the U.S. Armed Forces. Maybe he's a Navy SEAL, maybe he's a member of the Army Special Forces, it really doesn't matter. The Lieutenant's mission is to parachute into the vaguely Jamaican fictitious island known as K-Noir, and take out the evil Dr. Elgin Hellman, a mad scientist hell-bent on conquering the world with an army of undead psychopaths, which he may or may not have created by misappropriating funds bestowed upon him by the United States Department of Defense. Of course, there's a catch. Two catches, actually. One, the lieutenant must also rescue members of his squad which were captured in a previous attempt to take down Dr. Hellman, and two, immediately upon landing on K-Noir, the lieutenant is promptly bitten by a zombie. As every piece of zombie fiction ever written tells us, this of course will eventually turn him into a zombie. As such, in order to complete his mission without turning into a raving undead lunatic, the lieutenant must rely on Winston, a suspiciously helpful local Rastafarian man, who, might I add, is surprisingly proficient in the ways of voodoo, to help him take down Dr. Hellman, reverse his zombifying, and rescue his comrades. That's one hell of a plot, right? And it's a good thing too, because it's probably about the best thing Corpse Killer has going for it. The astute viewer will note that I have yet to actually make mention of Corpse Killer's gameplay. And truthfully, it's really just because it's not that great. Take a look. As you can see, at its core, Corpse Killer is very much a light gun shooter, and a pretty ugly looking one at that. As the camera scrolls left to right across some admittedly well-designed scenery and set pieces, the player simply points his crosshairs, or aims his light gun if he's lucky enough to have one, at a seemingly endless supply of poorly digitized sprites of zombie movie extras. Digital Pictures tried to spice things up by dressing zombies as everything from old-timey prisoners to what looks like members of a mid-90s Chicano street gang, and including a few voodoo-powered zombies that can only be killed through the use of special bullets. But as you can see, thanks to the limitations of the hardware, everything just kind of looks like a muddled sepia-toned mess. And a ridiculously animated one at that. What sets Corpse Killer apart from his contemporaries, however, is not its gunplay segments, but rather what happens in between action sequences. You see, at any point during the assault on Dr. Hellman's fortress, the lieutenant can retreat back to the graveyard, which doubles as his base of operations. This allows the player to conserve health, which does not regenerate between stages, grind for special bullets and healing items, which are necessary to complete the game successfully, and of course, take on side quests, which really accomplish nothing, but they do give you an opportunity to take in some halfway decent FMV cutscenes. And really that's what we came here for, isn't it? The terrible to middling mid-90s FMV, so let's get to it. Corpse Killer has no shortage of ridiculous B-movie archetypes for the lieutenant to interact with, not the least of whom is Julie, the tabloid journalist who has embedded herself in Dr. Hellman's zombie wasteland. Now, speaking strictly from a storyline perspective, Julie is there to follow the lieutenant in a quest to gain more information regarding the U.S. government's twisted plan to create an army of undead monsters. Just check out all this journalistic integrity in action.
He promised the military the army of the living dead. Yeah, Freddy, zombies. Deal with it. 10 maximum security prison cemeteries empty to remain. I mean, that's where they got the bodies for the whole Project Manpower thing. Get this. The Pentagon just ordered damage control strike against an uncharted island in the Caribbean. Got that, Freddy. I'm out of here.
Sounds like she's cracked the case already to me. One wonders why she even has to go to the island to begin with.
Cool toy. I bet you know how to turn it on. And I bet you know how to do a lot of things.
Oh wait, I remember why. She's there to flirt with you every single step of the way.
We're totally hot.
Radical, dude, radical.
This is all very humorous until you realize that the character you're controlling is in fact a decomposing corpse. Think about that for a second.
Next time you should stay a little more close at hand.
Precisely.
So, in addition to a necrophiliac hard copy reporter, we also have the aforementioned Winston.
Come out and get us! Compara to
Winston is an affable Rastafarian man that serves as a narrator of sorts as the story unfolds. I speculate that the degree to which one enjoys Winston is inversely proportional to the degree to which one is, in fact, Jamaican.
You keep 'em here. I go around back and get what we need.
When he's not driving the player to and from battle zones, Winston is a practitioner of the dark arts.
Yaga. Me great father. Teach I and I to throw.
Winston uses the power of voodoo to do everything from telling the future with human bones to making magic zombie-killing bullets.
Present and future. Winston gonna guide you to what it is you seek.
But you see, Winston wants to leave that all behind. He's constantly goading the player into taking him on a treasure quest so he can find enough gold doubloons to buy a Hummer. That is, a Humvee. I am not making this up. While the Hummer never actually appears in the game, it occasionally does lead to some entertaining bits of dialogue and exposition. Like this.
Radical man. There's a Hummer in my future. I cut you in two, Trigger Man. A little.
And rounding out the cast is the late Vincent Schiavelli, who you may remember as that guy you saw in that movie that one time, playing the evil Dr. Hellman himself.
My brains out. A charming gesture, but quite futile. The new system.
I sincerely hope they gave Mr. Schiavelli a hefty bonus for his work here.
The new order will not tolerate disorder. Unliving,
He put in
yet
far more effort than this
undying,
role warranted.
Immortal beings will inherit the earth. It is my
But then again, he did get to do cool things like strap this Ken doll to an electric chair, so who can blame him? As you can undoubtedly tell by now, the quality of Corpse Killer's special effects is self-evident. Extremely self-evident. In the end, where Corpse Killer really falls short is its core shooting gameplay. Aiming down your crosshairs at the legions of zombies Corpse Killer throws your way quickly becomes a tiresome task. The shooting galleries of K Noir are drab and lifeless, which may be appropriate for a game about zombies, but doesn't make for entertaining moment-to-moment play. That being said, everything around Corpse Killer's core gameplay really excels. Everything from the acting to the video production to the side quests really puts a nice wrapper on an otherwise unappealing package. The end result is that Corpse Killer is one of those rare games that's not bad enough to mock or damn, but not good enough to praise either. Regardless, it's a great example of how Digital Pictures was continually working to refine the FMV genre. And if that's the sort of thing which tickles your fancy, I'd say give Corpse Killer a shot. Otherwise, take a pass.
Can't afford to lose your Rasta, man.
Until next time, this is Steve White for Subspace Briefcase, hoping that everybody's got a Hummer in their future.
Hummer!